Well, hey, neighbor, it's me, Angie. Come on in. Or should I say, just drive on over. I'm out in my yard today. It's 82 degrees here in Mississippi. Woohoo! I'm excited. Um, it's a beautiful day. I have my orange lipstick on today for the fall. I hope it's not too overbearing. But anyway, what I want to talk to you today, now when you drive up, don't forget, you can bring your own drink. I have something to drink. Just pull up, walk on down here. I'm down here by the barn shed. And we're going to sit out in my yard and just have a nice little chat. What I want to talk to you about today is, do you really like yourself? I mean, really, do you really like yourself? Because I see a lot of people on YouTube that say they like themselves, but the way they treat others doesn't reflect that. I mean, I don't mean in an arrogant way, a narcissistic way, a self-centered way that you like yourself. Now, you have those type of people that, of course, that are very self-centered and they think they're supposed to be the center of everybody's attention and the world revolves around them. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, do you care about yourself? Do you value yourself? Do you think you matter? Because you know what? You matter. The God I serve, he doesn't create things that does not matter. Everybody has a purpose and everybody matters. And I don't know if it's because of the way someone was brought up in their childhood, and I'm sure it was, their past, kids ridiculing them at school, them realizing that their appearance doesn't look like somebody else's, that they have flaws. We all have flaws. I don't care how beautiful you are. Makeup can cover up anything. Can I tell you? And makeup can even cover up ugly attitude. Not ugly as in physical ugly. But, someone can be really, really nasty and wear the prettiest makeup, the nicest clothes. But as soon as they open their mouth, oh my goodness, that is a horrible person. But I'm here to tell you, you need to think about that. Do you really, really like yourself? Because if we do, then we're going to treat others the way we want to be treated. I look at myself, and I think I've always appreciated myself and liked myself, not in an arrogant way, but a way that no one could offend me and no one can make me feel less than who I am. I don't say that in a bragging way. I just say that in a healthy way. Like, you got to get to the point of being so healthy that it doesn't matter what someone says about you. That doesn't mean it's true, okay? Especially if they don't know you. If they don't know the real you, no matter what they say, it doesn't matter. Just let it roll off you like water on a duck's back. It really does not matter. Now, we can go back on. I've gained a lot of weight since I've gotten diagnosed with this autoimmune disease. I'm not as active. I take steroids. I don't work out in the public. I sit all day unless I get up and walk to the restroom or walk, little steps in my house. So I don't really get a lot of exercise. So of course I'm going to gain weight. That I do need to get under control. But only I can do that. I know what to do. It's just a matter of getting my mindset on doing it. But I don't beat myself up over it and think that I'm less than because I'm heavier than I used to be. Some people think that their outward appearance as far as their looks is not very pretty. And they feel intimidated by their appearance. Their nose may not look like somebody else's. Their eyes, their lips, their teeth. Some people have problems with their teeth. I'm having problems with one of my with a tooth right now that I'm going to have to get taken out. Luckily, it's in the back here and not in the front. Now, if it was in the front, I would have to deal with it. But people feel inferior when there's something that they think doesn't meet up with somebody else's standard, which I don't even know what the standard is. And if you present yourself in a very loving, kind way, it would take away from a lot of your appearance that you think that doesn't look good. I don't know. I do believe in that saying that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I think it is. I mean, there's somebody for everybody. I'm a firm believer in that. You may be single and by yourself and think, oh, I'm never going to find anybody. There's nobody out there that would love me or care about me. But that's not true. There is. There's somebody for everybody. You just have to be willing to let your guard down and let yourself care about somebody and let them care about you. You know, sometimes it's hard to allow someone to care about us when we're not being true. Now, when we're trying to be phony or not real, and that person begins to like us, then we become very insecure because you start saying, well, they don't really know the real me. Well, first of all, you should have shown who you really were to begin with. And that person would have fell in love or started to like the person that you really are. What you see on this camera is really me. It's who I am. The only thing that I would say is you've never seen me without makeup, which I don't even go uptown here in my own little place where I live, in the little town that I live in, without makeup on. You've never seen me probably with my hair not fixed, but that's just part of who I am. It's not that I'm trying to hide anything, and it's okay to be like that. If you want to put makeup on and fix your hair and make your appearance look really nice, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, my daughter, Taylor, she doesn't wear any makeup. She never has, except for like proms and like the wedding she went to this past weekend. I thought she looked so beautiful. She would have looked beautiful without the makeup, but I love to see her in makeup. She doesn't like it. She doesn't wear it. She doesn't have to. She's beautiful. I started wearing makeup when I was probably 13 or 14 years old. I wish I had never started wearing makeup, and I would have allowed myself to show my natural beauty instead of out of a bottle. But it is what it is, and I live with that every day. If you think that you don't really meet up with everybody else's standard, the first thing I want to say is don't go by someone else's standards. You start with you. You start changing things that you think that you really want to change. Start with one thing, you know, and you say, well, it's me, Angie. I can't go to the dentist. I don't have any insurance. I don't have the money to fix my teeth. Okay, I can understand that because it is very expensive. But what you do is you enhance other things, and you don't let that bother you that you don't have the nicest looking teeth, or your nose might be a little different than everybody else's. Enhance things that you really like about yourself. Your eyes and attitude has a lot to do with it. If you have an ugly attitude, you're going to come across, I don't care how pretty you are, on the outside, you're going to come across where people are not going to accept you, but people are going to accept you if you are real. And I would say start, you know, the other day I had a question on my live that asked one thing, and I can't directly repeat the question. I don't know what it was directly, but it was like, what would you change about yourself? And several people in my live chat put they wanted more confidence, which really shocked me because the people that put it in there, and I thanked them for their honesty. I was so thankful they could be so honest. But in order for you to get confidence and stuff, you have to start believing that you matter. You know, you were put here for a reason, for a purpose, not just for someone to take advantage of you, talk about you, say nasty things to you, belittle you. And if anybody is doing those things to you, they're the ones with the problem, because they're trying to make you feel less because they feel bad themselves. And I would just have to say, you've got to get away from that person or those people that are doing that to you. I don't care if it's family, a best friend you've had for 30 years, a spouse. You've got to either say, stop doing that to me and put up boundaries, or you have to start saying, I've got to say bye-bye because I want to build my confidence. I want to be confident enough to show my face on YouTube, to say what I want to say when I want to say it, to have the beliefs that I have. Don't ever be ashamed of what you know and what you don't know. Always strive to know more. That's what I do. I love to be able to learn something new every day. That's just who I am. Don't ever be ashamed of not being able to read or write like somebody else is able to do. Now, if you have been at the point where you have grown up and you don't know how to read or write, there are ways to make a difference and change that. Now, you can change that. My stepfather could not read or write. He could write his name, but he only went to the 3rd grade. His mother never made him go to school. The story was he would cry and scream because he couldn't be in the class with his oldest sister. So he never would. Now, he was smart. He was very smart. He could numbers, he could do numbers, but he always felt less than because he could not read. But I'm here to tell you, it is an injustice because you can't read, but it's not the end of the world. It doesn't make you less than someone else. I mean, whoever it is, I would love to teach you how to read because I love to read. But just because you don't know how doesn't mean that you're not smart. I mean, some people have dyslexia and never learned how to read. That's a real problem. Like your brain is seeing things that other people's brains does not see. That's not your fault. That's the way you were made. So and don't let people make you feel less than because you may weigh more, your weight, you don't have as much, you don't speak eloquently enough for the person, or someone has more than you. Don't ever feel inferior because, James tells a story about going in this high-end steakhouse when he was first getting out into the working world. And James come from real meager means. They didn't have anything. I thought I didn't have much growing up, but they didn't have, they were really poor. But he went in with one of his friends, and he was really feeling intimidated. And the guy was like, why do you feel intimidated about being here? And he said, all these people have money. And all these people, he was just making all these excuses about everybody. And the guy said, look, your money is just as green as theirs. Your money spends the same way as theirs spends. And at the time, James was making good money. He said, don't ever feel less than anyone else. And don't let anybody else make you feel less than, because you're not. It's a lie. It's a deception. It's a lie that your brain tells you to keep you pushed down and depressed. And, where you don't feel like you belong. Let me tell you something. You belong. You have things to offer. There's so many people on YouTube that are so talented. They can craft, and I would love to be able to craft. Some can make jewelry, beautiful jewelry. Some people can sell ice water to an Eskimo. Some people can sing. Some people can draw and paint. But I don't allow those people to make me feel less than. I always think, oh, what a beautiful gift they have. Oh, that's wonderful. Do I get envious? Oh, yeah. Sometimes I think, oh, man, I would love to be able to be an artist and draw and paint. And I would love to be able to sing. But that's not my talent. You have to find your talent, what you're good at, the gift that God gave you. And once you do that and perfect it and start using it more, bringing it to the forefront for other people to see, you're going to be beautiful. You're going to start growing and you're going to start realizing, I do matter. I count. I am worthy. I do belong with this neighborhood. I am a part of this community. I do have a voice. And of course you do have a voice. You have an opinion. I mean, if it's not like somebody else, don't think that you're wrong just because you don't think like everybody else. I mean, we all have different opinions and different thoughts and different beliefs. But the one thing we can have in common is we can love one another through the differences that we have. You know, I always say this, and it took me many years to realize it. Love is a choice. Now, I know you can fall in love with someone. That's totally different. Because you can't go around falling in love with 2-3 different people at one time. That's not healthy. But I'm talking about friendship love, godly love. I mean, you can love by choice. I used to not think that, but I honestly do now. And the first time I heard someone say that, I thought, love is not a choice. Love is a feeling. And it's not. Love is not a feeling. Love is a choice. And once you start giving it out to others, it automatically just starts coming back to you. It's so amazing because whatever you give out, that's what you're going to get. If you give out nasty and mean and hateful and drama and bickering, and that's what you're going to get back. That's what you're going to be known for. If you give out love and joy and peace and kindness and truthfulness, that's what's going to come back to you. That's what I believe. And it's always happened to me in my life. Now, have I give out nasty before? Absolutely. I have, with the best of them. I'm just as human as everybody else. I can get angry and I can get mad, not as quick as I used to when I was younger, but I still have my moments of getting upset about things, but it doesn't come often because I don't want to waste my time that I have left here in this world to be angry and mad and sad. I want to bring light to someone's darkness, joy, happiness, peace, kindness. I want to be available when someone needs someone to listen to them. But I also want to be real with them. If you don't want honesty, don't ask me for advice. And don't ask me for my opinion. Because I'm going to be really, really honest with you. But why wouldn't you want a friend to be honest? That's what I want. I want my friends to be honest with me of how they see things. Because somebody looking onto you is seeing something totally different than what you are seeing in certain situations. Now, when it comes to who you are as an individual, you know your heart. You know what you really want to do. You know what you really want to be. Say, become that person. Step out of the box and start doing something different. Because if you're still in the same place you were 5 years ago, 5 months ago, something's not working. You know, if it's not working, turn down a different road. Get a different perception. Turn around and look at things different. Don't look at things the same way. Forgive people. You know, you got to forgive someone. If you carry unforgiveness in your heart, you can't grow. And you say, oh, it's me, Angie. You don't know what they did to me. I just can't forgive them. Yes, you can. Forgiveness is for you, not the other person. It doesn't mean that you're saying it was okay for what they did to you. It's just saying you're not going to control me any longer. I wash my hands, and I'm letting you go, and I'm saying bye. And if they never, ever, ever say they're sorry for what they did, that's not on you. That's on them. And neighbor, I have enjoyed you coming over today. And thank you, and I really appreciate you. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And don't forget, like, share. Share me out. Subscribe, and please comment. And if you're making a change in your life, I want to know. I want to know about all these changes. And with that being said, neighbor, I'll see you next time on our neighborhood chat. Bye.